Hey there, welcome back to Coding with Drew. In this video, we're going to fix our HTML, which I realized we don't have anything under our custom hats. There should be another TD element underneath our custom hats, and fix hats for total hats and move that up here into custom hats and rename this one number of hats. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll get into actually filling out the data for all of these, including adding our hats. So here's our hats. Let's go ahead and make this num hats. Num hats. And then we'll make another table data element here, TD, with an ID of hats. Now that should fix the HTML. Now let's head over to our index.js. And let's bring our grading up one level. And we need to collect our hats. So let's make another row here, and we'll call it const the num hats equals document dot query selector, and inside of it we'll put num hats. And make sure that this is all correct. Num hats in hats. All right, let's save. All right, so the first thing we want to do is create an array of these hats, and then we're going to call that array one by one in some HTML. So let's go ahead and do that. Might be the best way to do it as an inner HTML. So let's do let hats equal square brackets semicolon. So we've just established an empty array. Inside that array, we want to have dot slash media slash one dot jpg. And then we're just going to copy this down. So option shift down, 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 and then change the numbers. 2, 3, 4. Let's get rid of this empty space. All right, so now we have an array of hats. Let's take the hats right here and add inner HTML dot inner HTML, and we're going to say it's equal to, and we're going to do backticks here. So remember, backticks allows you to do multi-line inputs. So in here, we're going to do an A tag. Let's just do image. So image is going to be img source equals, and inside of it, we're going to say width equals, say 300 pixels. And we'll say alt equals 1.jpg. And we'll close it. And it's self-closing, so good practice, put the self-closing tag at the end. All right, so for the source, we're going to add a $ parentheses, curly brackets, so that way we have parameter expansion. And inside of it, we're going to add hats, and we're going to access the first item in the array, 0. So let's go ahead and copy this down. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to change this number to 1, 2, 3. And let's change the alt 2, 3, 4. Let's save that. Now let's look at our page, and we have 4 hats. And they're all right next to custom hats. And this is responsive because when we change it, instead of truncating or something weird, it moves them accordingly. All right, so now let's attack our total hats. So our num hats, which is this one right here, num hats dot text content. Now we're using text content instead of inner HTML because what we're actually adding in here is in between right here. We're adding it in between the tags. We're not editing and creating a tag. So we're just adding it right here. All right. So it's going to be equal to, let's see, media, let's say the hats. So hats dot length. And this should tell us how many hats are in this array, which there should be 4. So let's save and go back and refresh. It looks like there might be an error here. So let's open up our console and look. It says cannot set properties of null. Index JavaScript number 34. So let's look at 34. It does not like this. Something in here. It doesn't like num hats. Let's see if there's a problem with num hats. Let's copy this directly. Oh, it's because I'm missing hashtag here where we're selecting an actual ID. So that's my fault. Now I saved it and I go back and now I see that there are 4 hats. Now let's look at subtotal. So this is / hats. And this is the hats. And down here, we're going to do the subtotal. So the way we're going to do subtotal is we're going to do hats.length. We're going to use that. And we're going to multiply it by 35. Let's say the hats are worth 35. So the subtotal equals, and we're going to say dot text content. And let's see what that looks like. So looks like it would be 140. So let's add a $sign. And the way we're going to do that is like this. $sign, parentheses, and then like this. Now let's save it and see what happens. Looks like it doesn't like 39. So something's not right here. Looks like we got to close that backticks. And now there's no error. And we can see that it's $140 with a $sign. And that $sign comes from right here, which the best suggestion I have is to use a backslash here. So that way it's escaped and we'll go back and look at it. And it's still the same. So it works with or without it. It's just more obvious that that one is escaped when it's butted right next to another $sign. All right, so now we need to do the shipping. So shipping, and shipping is going to be pretty simple. It's just let shipping equal, let's say it's $9.99. Okay. So now let's actually break this down. Let's say subtotal equals, and we'll do this math here. So let's cut that out, equals that, and get rid of our expansion. And we'll say equals, quote, $sign, well, backtick, $sign, and then $sign expansion subtotal. And here we're going to say let shipping equal $9.99. So we're going to say the shipping from up here, the shipping dot text content equals shipping. So let's go look at it. And we see it's $9.99. So let's add our formatting here. So we'll do backticks, backslash, $sign, curly bracket, and then curly bracket with another backtick. And let's go back and look at it. Now it's $9.99. And now let's do the grand total. All right, now the grand total is going to be shipping So let's say grand total equals, so let's let grand total equal shipping plus subtotal, and that should do it. So now we want to go back up here and the total dot inner, dot text content equals grand total. Let's save it and go back and look. So it's $149.99. So let's add the same thing. So let's put this inside of backticks. Do backslash, $, curly bracket, and then close it out with a curly bracket. Add a semicolon here, semicolon here, semicolon here, 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 here. I think that's all of them. And now we're going to save, go back and look. And we now have a buy now button, all of our data filled out, and it's responsive with no console errors. And we're done. This project is finished. I hope that you enjoyed that. We got to practice selecting up here. We got to practice HTML and affixing IDs. We got to practice a table. We got to practice an array. And then we got to practice accessing our array and using hats.length and then parameter expansions. And we have this pretty good looking, simple little display for potentially a shop. I'll see you in the next video where we learn some more JavaScript. See you.
It's so cool. Coding with Drew. It's so cool. HTML, CSS, WordPress. Get the lessons right here. Get the lessons right here. Get the lessons right.